Let's now go to the KUAM News Zoom room where we're going stateside. You guys got your passport?
Oh, yeah.
Because we're going to Las Vegas and the battleground state. Is Las Vegas a battleground
Yes,
state?
it is.
Well,
Okay.
technically it's
Well,
Nevada.
it is.
Okay.
There.
So we have got two battleground state people here. Let's go ahead and introduce on the my right. I don't know what you're looking at, but the guy with the mask and the glasses is Beer Man. Sorry, Steve. Your handle is Beer Man.
Hey, Steve.
Steve Claros here is a longtime KUAM employee, now residing in Las Vegas, and he just voted.
Yes.
Steve, let me get this straight. You just voted for what, the first time in your life?
Chris, no. This is the first time in my life I voted for a president.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, and we're going to...
Because remember, Guam, you have to vote on Guam. If you don't vote on Guam, your mom and dad's they're gonna get you're behind.
They kick you out of the family, right?
Yeah.
I don't care if you don't graduate from high school or get pregnant in 10th grade, you better vote, okay?
Yep.
And so we have Steve Claros, who's in Las Vegas. It's a battleground state in Nevada. And then on opposite him, we have Christine Camacho, who's in one of the... Are they all battleground states or what?
No, it's always a battleground state.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's in Pennsylvania.
I'm in
Pennsylvania. Right. And let's go ahead and... Steve, who'd you vote for, Steve?
Huh?
Who'd you vote for?
Who'd I vote for?
Ooh.
Chris.
Oh, come on.
It's not about who I vote for. It's who's gonna. The country needs to heal. Okay.
So you voted for Biden.
All right.
Chris,
All right.
is like the. Oh man.
There we go.
Chris, who did you vote for?
Let's start
Who did you
over.
vote for,
I
Chris?
didn't vote. You know I can't vote for president. But let's go ahead and bring these on. Christine, if you could, just what's the feeling there in Pennsylvania? Here we are. I thought we would have a president by now. We know who the winner was, but it's just slowed to almost a standstill. What's the feeling there in
Yeah.
Pennsylvania?
Oh, it's everyone's on edge just like they are throughout the country, but more so here. A lot of people are angry because of the mail-in ballots and the extension that was made for the count. Right now, the mail-in ballots are showing 16-1 Democrat. Biden decreased the lead from 600,000 to 109,000 with 92% of the ballots reported right now. So there's a lot of people crying foul. There's also a lot of misinformation campaigns. So my fact-checking fingers are in full force. Activated law enforcement around here. Businesses are receiving notices to board up in anticipation of civil unrest. My friends are all that are police officers. They're all ready just in case. But there were some peaceful protests last night, so that's good news.
No, you voted in person?
We're ready.
Did you vote in person?
I voted in person, yes.
Can you tell us what that was like?
I will say leading up to it, because of how people feel in the atmosphere, I was a little bit worried, but it ended up being, I was in there in 5 minutes tops. There's like 3 people because most people had already voted early or did the mail-in ballots.
What do you think about how close this race is?
My heart's racing just talking about the race. So, yeah, we're nervous. Everybody has a reason why they voted for who they voted for and reasons why they're either anxious or terrified or scared. And they're all valid reasons. So we just got to...
You know what? But the whole thing about this is just whoever's going to, you know what? Just do what you want to do and let it happen, because there's so many people out there like, man, seriously, everyone needs to put on the big boy pants. Put the big boy pants on and that's it. Whatever happens, happens.
Well, it was your first time voting for president, Steve. What was that like?
Here's what happened, because in Nevada, they had all the technical difficulties. What I did was I actually walked my ballot to the box myself. I got a mail-in ballot, and my personal thing is I wanted to have that experience. But since they're having all these difficulties in Nevada, I already had filled out my ballot, and I just walked it in.
Wow.
And you know what? I saw the line was like a mile long, and hence I guess that's why Nevada's a Democratic state. So I don't know.
No, please, Steve, expand on what you
No,
mean.
It's really. I mean, you really see like the whole we're at work and different around the nation and see how the government itself in different Texas everywhere, especially Texas, Pennsylvania, always PSAs for people on how to vote, properly, on how to get this thing right. It's all over the place. So if you can't get it right the first time, you're a dumbass. Okay.
We had that same
I mean,
problem here.
This is my first time freaking voting for president. I got it right the first time. Shit. Fuck.
Oh, wait, whoa, Steve.
Oh, Steve. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But anyways, that everybody has their right to do things. Yes. But don't, just go ahead and go about your way. And you should not hurt anybody in the process. Nobody should be hurt in the process.
Are they boarding up or anything like that in Vegas?
Okay, Brie, on that notion, you only see that in the bigger, the more, you will see that in the more democratic cities. Chicago, it's happening in Chicago. That people don't do that in Texas, because you get shot in Texas if you do that. It's happening in Chicago. It's happening in Oregon. Well, they legalized freaking drugs in Oregon. Jesus Christ. Anyways, but you'll see the boarding up is in the more democratic states.
I thought Vegas though was Democratic. Isn't that
Yeah,
what you said?
Vegas is. It's normally democratic, but it's really weird how it's half and half. I don't know how to explain that. I almost put a bet down on. Someone asked me to bet $100 out where Vegas is going to go. Democratic. I'm like, Vegas always. I'm like, no, Vegas is always Democratic. But I guess, I mean, like the power of the people were speaking. This is what America wants. This is what people want. This is whatever. You say that your one vote does not count. But today in this world right now and what we're going in, every single vote is counting.
Right.
Regardless of where you are, it is counting. Look at Texas. Texas is always Republican. It swung real fast. It's like 50-50. Trump got a victory in Texas by the super, like, really.
Right.
If I
Really?
may.
Yes,
Yeah, Christine, go ahead.
So I think one of the things that people didn't anticipate is people who are moving out of the states that they normally tend to be in, right? So California is moving to Texas because it's cheaper to live there. Additionally, there are people who are younger who are voting now that didn't vote back in 2016. So between some of the social justice movements and the increase in voting, it's just a reflection of people wanting change from what they've had the last several years.
Yes, Christine, you're exactly. That is correct. That is correct. You're exactly right. This is why like things are changing. Social justice moves, everything is changing, and we all want change for the better, if I'm not mistaken, right? Everybody want change for the better.
All right. I guess, I think in Vegas they said that the results weren't going to be finished being tabulated till probably the weekend. Is that what you're hearing, Steve?
Okay, so Bree, last I checked, is that because of all the technical, whatever you call it, technical difficulties, it's like how does even Nevada even become a state that you have to worry about? For one, how is that even possible? But I mean, let's go. Nevada is usually Democratic. I don't see it. Personally, I would be surprised if it goes Republican, but it's usually Democratic, and that's what I'm expecting.
What are the odds, Steve, in Vegas?
No, you cannot vote for in. Oh, trust me, in the United States, you cannot vote who's gonna. I mean, you cannot bet against the president.
Yeah, I know. Not officially.
You cannot.
but-
Oh, you cannot. You can do it in Europe. In Europe, they have there's a money pool of almost like $300 million
Wow.
or $3 billion. I'm not mistaken.
But if you were a betting man, Steve,
What's that?
if you were a betting man, who'd you put your money on?
Donald Trump,
There you go.
because he's going to be the underdog. You always want to bet on the underdog
Christine?
because your money would be. You get more money if you bet on the underdog.
Right, yeah.
If I was, like I am a betting man. So.
Yeah, I know. I had a feeling. Yeah, you live in Vegas. Christine, if you could put your money on this.
Financial,
Go ahead.
that's not actual, like what you think will actually happen, or what you think you'll have a more financial gain from.
Christine, it's like this is the way. We don't know how Nevada is gonna react. I mean, Clark County itself, it's not where I live too. They're having problems with it. What's the separation? Last time they were almost dead even at 580,000 votes each dead, like but 60,000 that was separating them. But you cannot say about what's going to happen because it's what we're going to do. Of course, someone's going to protest something. This is what you live in nowadays. You're going to protest anything. So does it matter? Yes, it does matter. I mean, I know, Christine. I know you're just the way you talk. You are a Biden supporter. So, hey, everyone has their own right to do everything. Exactly. This is why we live in the United States. This is what we're given. This is our God-given right to be able to do these things, to be able to debate these things. This is what we're here for, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Christine?
All right. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
Go ahead, Christine.
Oh, no, I respect everyone's right to their opinion. I think it's important that no matter at the end of the day, these are two men, Trump and Biden, and there's millions more of us, and we're part of what shapes the United States of America. And it's ultimately up to us. It's not just on them. So we need to remember that and be there for other people too. I mean, we're all in this together.
Hey, you know what? Today, I pulled over on the side of the road to help this lady. I saw her thing was smoking up, and I was like, "Hey, man, you can't move this car." And you know what's really disturbing was people were getting upset with me that I was helping this lady. I was like, "Hey, man, if you know the Islander way, if you know the way we are, this is what we do." But people are like, "Why are you helping her?" Or was like getting super upset. So at the end of the day, regardless of what happens, everybody. I mean, I would honestly rather be on Guam right now. That's my thing right now. I would rather be on.
Amen. Even if
I'd rather
you'd rather be on Guam, even if it meant you wouldn't be able to vote for president.
I know. Chris, voting for president was a big deal for me.
Right, I
Yeah.
know.
It was
Yeah.
a big deal, Chris.
I got you.
It was a really big deal. And when I had to tell people that there's a big deal for me, they didn't realize I could not vote for living on Guam, I couldn't vote.
Mm-hmm.
They were obscure. They didn't know wow, really?
Yeah.
You can't vote on Guam? I'm like, yeah, we vote, but it doesn't matter. We send people, our governor goes and he gives, or whoever, they can give their votes. Yeah, and it doesn't matter. Our voices on Guam does not matter. So today, seriously, that's why it meant so much to me, Chris and Brie and Christina, that, when I voted, I made sure that I'm going to make my voice count because it meant a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
This is for my I'm sorry if I get emotional.
It's
but
okay,
yes,
Steve.
It does mean a lot.
We allow crying
It
on
does
this
mean a
show.
lot. Yeah, it does mean a lot, though, Chris and Bree
Yeah.
and Christina. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're
Being
right.
able,
Christine?
being able to. Yes, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I 100% agree with them. One of my biggest frustrations, if you will, relative to our relationship with the United States is the fact that they ask our people to die for our country, but don't give them the right to vote for the commander in chief.
Exactly.
And nor do we get a congressional vote, right? Does that actually matters? And then we don't get a VA hospital. During this current administration, they actually reduced the mental health funds for our veterans. So it's frustrating. And so just like Steve said, every time I vote, it matters, 100%.
Thank you, Christina.
Well,
That is heartfelt.
you know, I'm glad
Thank
that you
you.
guys were able to find some common ground, even though you're on different sides of the fence, and that's what it's all about. So thank you,
Yes.
Steve.
Thank you.
You have a great day.
All
You
right,
too.
there you go. Our political analyst, Steve Beerman Claros, out in Las Vegas, and Christina
Steve, talk to you
Camacho
later, Steve.
in the battleground
Okay,
state of
bye.
Pennsylvania. Okay, guys, be safe, Steve-O.
Yeah.
There you go. 7:15. Thoughts, Bree?
No, you know, with Steve being at his first time to vote for president,
Yeah.
you know, like you said, he wanted to make it count, and then now there's all these issues going on.
Right.
So I can understand his frustration. I know when I lived in the States, I got